Professor Matthew Ajiboro, who spoke to Channels Television in Lokoja, explained that the initial crisis between the two female students has been resolved.
It was a fight between an Ibira girl and an Igala girl, and what we did was to arrest them and arrest 2 other students, and the police is investigating. Now we have also set up a panel to investigate the matter. The campus has been very peaceful. That thing just happened just in one day.
But as for the fresh crisis, he had no idea the cause.
One of our lecturers who went to appeal to them, some of them agreed to disperse, but those who stayed behind attacked the lecturer, and we rushed the lecturer to the hospital, but unfortunately he passed on. That is the sad situation that we are in. So we have closed down the Polytechnic indefinitely. We've given the students up to 8 a.m. today to vacate the premises of the Polytechnic in the 3 campuses.
Academic activity has been suspended in the institution, but while investigations continue, there is no indication when things will return to normal at the Polytechnic. In Delta State, South Nigeria, 2 young men arrested by soldiers have confessed to the crime of kidnapping, parading them before newsmen in Efurum, the town area in Owerri. The commanding officer, 3 Battalion of the Nigerian Army, Lieutenant Colonel Ifayotu, said the young men allegedly kidnapped the staff of Petroleum Training Institute, Owerri, took her to an undisclosed hotel and raped her, took photographs of the act and threatened to release same if not paid 10 million naira.
These 2 men may look harmless, but if you believe what you see, then hear from one of the victims who was allegedly kidnapped on her way to work near the Petroleum Training Institute, Efurum, Delta State.
That day I closed from work. I went to school and I took a cab to the PTI junction. From the PTI junction, I said, okay, let me just cross and take a cab to my home. When I want to cross, and I saw a car just pull over and shouting or to be. Okay, instead of me to cross, let me just take this cab. I just take the cab. And immediately I enter like this, they blindfolded me, put a gun in my ear. They after driving around for I don't know how many hours, they now took me to where they want to take me to. Then they strip me naked, everything. They say they will disgrace me, they will blackmail me as I don't give them 10 million. I said, what will I have 10 million for? I beg this boy and beg.
A sad experience, but the accused persons tell a different story.
One day I went to PTI to fix 1 or 2 things, so she saw me. I was wearing dreadlock then. She saw me, she said, man, you look very handsome, very fine boy, I like you. She spoke to me. I was like, I was surprised. She gave me her office, that she's a secretary then, but now she's a civil servant, so that I should come to her office. So I went to her office, that's how we started. So before we started, she said, I will be giving you something every month. Sometimes she used to give me 1,000, 2,000, small money. And when we started, she promised me good money. Or along the line, nothing is happening. So I was really confused. I confided in one of my friends and he told me what to do. That's how it happened.
The Army explains that the accused persons from investigations indeed have a case to answer, as both men had intercourse with the woman.
The suspects, by name Mr. Tadafi Egbolo and Mr. Kelvin Ovie, had earlier kidnapped 1 Mrs. Juliet Owerri, a staff of Petroleum Training Institute, and demanded for 10 million naira as ransom. However, the suspects released the victim after they had raped and taken photographs of her while naked. Furthermore, they threatened the victim to kidnap her again and blackmail her further if she fails to pay the ransom money they had earlier demanded.
Cases such as this only goes to show the level of desperation of some young men. But as the great writer, Professor Chinua Achebe, says, hard work pays. So rather than engage in crime, the youth should pay more attention to productive ventures.
Well, from one criminal activity to another, for smugglers of frozen turkey, it may be lucrative business. But the Nigeria Customs Service says it is an unlawful trade. To show how serious it is about stopping it, the Customs Unit Zone C Owerri has destroyed 7,552 cartons of smuggled frozen turkey and chicken with duty-paid value of over 77 million naira.
Bring smugglers to their knees. We said this and we did not joke. We said it and we're following it up without fear of intimidation. We are doing this because we know that you and me, once we eat this, is going to give us problems. We have people lying critically ill in the hospitals complaining of kidney problems. Do you know what the problem is? This is one of them. We are saying and saying again, I'm reiterating this, that smuggling, not of turkey alone, is injurious to the economy of this country.
When we come back after the break on News Track, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola promises a good condition of roads and says he will not reduce the standards thereof. Please join us again.
Investigating, exposing, uncovering, reporting, hard-hitting interviews. Sunrise Daily, only on Channels Television. The highs and lows of the economy touch every part of our daily lives. Understanding its dynamics can be the difference between swimming with the tide or struggling against it. Analyzing government policies and how they shape the economy is what we do every workday. From the financial sector, maritime, the SMEs, telecom to aviation, we engage policymakers and operators in the economy. Watch Business Morning, live, Mondays to Fridays, only on Channels Television.
Welcome back. Remember, for all our top stories and other programs, you can go to our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can go to m.channelstv.com to view us live on your iPad, iPhone and BlackBerry device. Even better, download the Channels TV app for the Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. Lagos State may be looking better, but Governor Babatunde Fashola says there's still more work to be done to actualize his administration's dreams. This year alone, the government is constructing 104 roads across the state to help ease traffic congestion. The governor, in an interactive session with transport owners in Lagos on the state policy on roads, said his government will not go below minimum standards allowed for road constructions.
No city-state in the world, no country indeed, that aspires to the kind of...
I do apologize, seem to be having problems with that report. In the meantime, the National Orientation Agency has asked communities to probe the activities of public office holders through the Freedom of Information Act. Director General of the agency, Mr. Mike Omeri, said this at the public presentation of the translated version of the Freedom of Information Act into 3 Nigerian languages in Abuja. He noted that the translated versions of the FOI Act is necessary to bring the power embedded in it to the people and enforce the principles of accountability in public office. The Minister of Justice, Mr. Mohammed Bello Adoke, advised all Nigerians to use the Act to compel politicians to act responsibly.
Well, one of the fundamental misconceptions we've had about the Freedom of Information Act is that it's a law for journalists. It is not. Journalists will find it helpful, but it is really about the rights the rights of people to know. This is one act where you can't ignore a request. If you ignore the request, you are deemed to have wrongly refused, and the penalties under the act are severe.
If you go to our website, even the cost for this project and how we have spent it so far, you would see it there. Our salary